speaking of infections, I mean, that's one of the big takeaways or pieces of evidence, again, from this library that we now have access to, which is Epstein drafted an email to himself where this brings blackmail into it potentially too. He seems to be threatening to blow the whistle on Bill Gates and is saying he helped Bill Gates procure antibiotics because he slept with a prostitute, a Russian prostitute, and needed to slip something to his then wife, Melinda, in order to be surreptitious about it. And so that looks like Epstein was planning potentially, again, this was in his drafts, but he was planning potentially to blow the whistle for leverage over Bill Gates.
Well, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you've written on this too, the Bill Gates potential blackmail thing. So this email that Jeffrey Epstein sent to himself, or was in his drafts, I don't know which, must have been sent to himself. And it's in like the voice of a Bill Gates worker, employee, who seems to be saying, it would be terrible if this stuff I did for you got revealed, sir. It's going to be really bad if the world finds out I got you STD antibiotics to slip into Melinda's food because you cheated on her with a hooker or with a sex trafficking person who had diseases in the hoochie. And your point, I think, has been like that's potential blackmail. And didn't then Epstein and Gates invest in that guy's company? The employee in whose voice Epstein was allegedly writing this email?
Yeah, I mean, look, I will stress it's another case. Gates has denied all of this. And so I think it's just important to say we don't have evidence that anything in that email is true. It does appear that Epstein wrote that to be in the voice of one of Gates's main advisors, somebody named Boris. Boris and Epstein had been exchanging emails because Boris was mad that Gates wasn't going to spring for this really expensive apartment penthouse for him in New York. And he was getting Epstein's advice on how to basically get what he wanted at just a purely materialistic level from Gates. So pretty tawdry stuff. But I think it was the first clearest piece of evidence that, blackmail was, that there was some, there's some evidence that there was some thinking around blackmail. We also know now that there were hidden cameras. He talked, and there's discussion in the email about him implanting hidden cameras. I was impressed by how aggressive Epstein was in trying to get with Gates. He also was advising Gates on how to, raise money and have a donor advised fund.